Welcome back to another episode of Storm Stories. Today we are joined by Giannone. He is our hardware refresh manager. So Chris, thank you for joining us. To start off with, could you tell us more about your journey and how you started here at Storm?
Yep, so I started Storm 16 years ago, field service engineer in London doing a monitor rollout project. And then I moved into the configuration centre, or the build room. After about a year I took over and managed that team and took it from a team of about 3 people to about 12. And then after that I moved into project management, senior project management, where I was doing some infrastructure rollouts across Europe, some of our big customers. And then I moved into head of public sector role, so I was managing the public sector sales team, and now I'm in the hardware refresh manager role as of about 3 weeks ago.
Could you provide us with an overview of Storm's hardware refresh programme and its main objective?
Yeah, so essentially it's a way of customers extending the life of their existing IT equipment. So rather than having to buy new equipment at the end of each lease term or at the end of its operational life, we can put it into our hardware refresh programme, which means that they can send devices back for re-imaging, refurbishment, cleaning up, and then they can be put into a pull stock. And if new starters need a laptop or someone on site, their device is broken, we can just swap it out quickly using that process. And it's designed to save money on buying just new equipment all the time.
Could you walk us through some of the key components of the hardware refresh programme?
Yeah, so there's 4 main components. First of which is the One Portal. So that's the customer-facing web app where they can log on, they can check their stock levels of new kit, they can place orders for new kit, they can raise collections and raise returns. These are the devices that come into the hardware refresh program. So it means that the customer has control over what assets are coming back, when they're coming back, or how they're being collected, and then they can see when they arrive at Storm.
So once a request has been raised through the One Portal, what happens next?
So it will appear on our ticketing system internally, and that's when the collections team kick into gear. So they will liaise with we've got various couriers we use, dedicated and otherwise, and then they will liaise with the end user to determine a collection date. They will send out notifications to the end user so they know when the device is being picked up and where from. And then when the device comes back, they will collect that item, book it all into our stock, and then obviously let the end user know that we've received the goods, and then they'll send it on to the other teams for processing.
So who are the other teams and what do they do?
So the next team will be the project ops teams. So they will collect the devices from the goods in department, and they will check the device for repairs, give it a clean, they'll re-image it, put it into stock, and they will also grade it for the user. So if it's going into pull stock, we will grade it from A to C, A being obviously the best quality, B being okay, and C being sort of just before disposal.
So project ops have now processed the requests, They've cleaned everything. What happens next?
So it'll be passed down to the dispatch team. They will liaise with the end user to figure out and agree a delivery date. They'll send notifications as well, and they'll process it via the couriers to go out to the end user. What
benefits do you customers and businesses gain from the hardware refresh programme?
So it helps them meet their sustainability goals by refurbishing and reusing equipment. Also by extending the life of the equipment they've already purchased. There's a better return on investment, so they're not having to buy new kit all the time. It's also a good way of facilitating admin work in terms of leaving the business. You know, we can do that action for them, so they don't have to worry about it internally.
Given your past experiences and roles here, how would you apply your skills to your new role as hardware refresh manager?
So from a processes point of view, my time in the configuration centre quite some time ago helps me understand the processes. So booking in the devices and the technical aspects of sort of re-imaging and redeploying the devices. From a customer-facing side of things, I can have commercial decisions and conversations and present the solution to them.
How does the hardware refresh programme ensure that customers stay up to date with the latest technology and hardware advancements?
I think by extending the life of the kit they currently have, it enables the internal IT teams at the customer to have sort of strategic discussions with the account managers here at Storm and our solutions team about their IT strategy, so they don't have to just jump in and buy new equipment when this is end of life. They have a bit more time, a bit more breathing space to sort of have those discussions and plan it out.
So how do you ensure that the hardware refresh programme is tailored enough to meet the unique needs and different trajectories that businesses are on?
So our vision is to keep the offering quite simple. You know, every customer is different, however the requirements are often very similar. So if we try and simplify the offering, that means we then have the ability to sort of scale up, not in terms of just staff members, but physical working space as well.
Looking towards the future now, could you share any plans that Storm have to really enhance the hardware refresh programme?
So something we're looking to introduce soon is some software that's built in-house called Storm Blackout. And what this is going to do is, upon receipt of any device from any customer through the hardware refresh program, it's going to securely erase all data on the device. This is good for GDPR compliance. It also gives the customer peace of mind that their data isn't going to go anywhere.
And lastly, if you had the chance to go back and visit yourself on your very first day of Storm, what would you say?
I'll probably just say follow the path that I have done by experiencing as many different roles within the business as possible, gain that sort of knowledge and experience, because I do find it really useful whenever I go into a different role. I can apply those skills and get the job done.
So that concludes our second episode of Storm Stories. Thank you for joining us and thanks for watching.